just like Diddy, Epstein didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing.
The lights come up, the cameras start rolling, and before anyone can even settle into their seat, Candace Owens looks directly into the camera and says something that instantly changes the mood. She says Hollywood isn't acting normal anymore. Not confident, not loud, not untouchable. She says the energy has shifted, and according to her, some of the biggest celebrities in the world suddenly look nervous. Not because they've been charged with crimes, not because police showed up at their mansions, but because the release of the Epstein files reopened old questions that powerful people thought had disappeared years ago. And that's where the tension begins.
The emails drop, and Jeffrey Epstein, who worked on behalf of the Rothschilds, according to him, wrote that in an email, the Rothschilds, who credit themselves with having created which nation state? Oh, right, Israel. Israel, the same nation state that is having a bunch of women say that they were ritualistically abused in a forest by rabbis. That's happening in the Knesset right now, that nation state, saying that they were 3-4 years old when this happened. He's saying, those are my bosses, the Rothschilds. And here is a brief, but by no means an extensive coverage video that was put together by, I assume this guy must be Goy, right? Goy? Goy, TikToker, Contrarian put this together. Take a listen.
Israel is mentioned twice as much as Donald Trump in the new documents. Here he is discussing with Roger Schank, a Jewish American academic and hedge fund worker, saying Jews create vast fortunes by manipulating markets and creating financial speculation and exploiting labor. He says, let the Goyim deal in the real world. In a discussion with the Rothschild family, Epstein says if they overthrew the Ukrainian government, there would be great opportunities. The Rothschild family paid Epstein $25 million for certain algorithms. While talking to Peggy Seigel, August 7th of 2010, she asks if an event is going to be 100% Jewish. He says no, they'll have Goyim in abundance. But don't worry, they're just brilliant wasps from JP Morgan. Joshua Finkelstein, BlackRock's Larry Finkelstein's son, is accused of not having any respect for non-Jews, seeing them as not human. This is from his ex-girlfriend, Svetlana. He pressures her to have an abortion. In 2017, Epstein has a conversation talking about if you want to hire the best people, you have to hire only Jews. Only hire those who can prove they are genetically Jewish. Maria Farmer, one of the first victims to come out and name Epstein.
I wasn't allowed to go get food. And when I called Ghislaine and asked why I couldn't eat there, she said, it's a Jewish country club. You're not Jewish. They're not going to serve you. They, honest to God, think their DNA is better than everybody else.
Said that their operation was motivated by Jewish supremacy.
Anybody gonna say that that's not real anymore?
Because once the internet started digging through old photos, party lists, interviews, and private connections, people began noticing something strange. Celebrities who once lived in front of cameras started disappearing from public view. Interviews got canceled. Public appearances became rare. Social media pages suddenly looked controlled and carefully managed. Some stars who used to post every single day went completely silent. Candace says that kind of silence doesn't happen by accident. Now, to be clear, she repeatedly reminds viewers that being connected socially to someone controversial does not automatically make a person guilty of wrongdoing. She says speculation should never replace evidence.
The Epstein case has been officially closed, my friends. He actually didn't even have a client list that he used for blackmail.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients? Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review.
We have flight logs, we have information, names that will come out. But there's a general frustration with accountability. We take it halfway, we don't take it home. And I really believe that now with Cash and Pam, there will be accountability.
Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take out my little Men in Black tool, and just wipe your memory real quick. Phew. Phew. She didn't say any of that. Phew.
Sorry.
The FBI looks at the circumstances surrounding the death of Jeffrey Epstein. According to the report, this systematic review revealed no incriminating client list. So what happened to the Epstein client list that the Attorney General said she had on her desk.
Well, I think if you go back and look at what the Attorney General said in that interview, which was on your network on Fox News.
Got the quote.
Go ahead.
Sean Roberts said, DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen? And she said, it's sitting on my desk right now to review.
Yes, she was saying the entirety of all of the paperwork, all of the paper in relation to Jeffrey Epstein's crimes. That's what the Attorney General was referring to, and I'll let her speak for that.
How is it that my father can be convicted of 34 crimes, but no one on Epstein's list has even been brought to light? I'm trying to figure out how that's possible, right, Buck? It's almost like they're trying to protect those pedophiles for some reason. I can't imagine why, right?
Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast, the largest scale pederast in human history?
Simple, because of who's on that list.
Everybody in politics has a vice that's much worse than alcoholism, is the way that I put it. But we
release the list.
Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list. That is an important thing.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump.
In this case, in Epstein's case, it is incredibly disturbing. We have flight logs, we have information, names that will come out.
I'm not ever going to let this story go because of what I heard from a source about Bill Clinton on a plane with Jeffrey Epstein. I'm not letting it go ever. Ever.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable.
All of these people are in power now. All of these people could certainly release the quote unquote list. Is it exactly a list? Is it a network of contacts? Is it video footage of people that committed crimes against children? We don't know. And we may never know, which is leading some people to ask the question, like, is Trump actually in the Epstein files? And personally, my take on that is no. But what is your opinion? Because I can't reconcile this Donald Trump with the Trump that we're seeing right now, the Trump that is gaslighting the public right now, the Trump that I voted for across multiple elections. The Epstein scandal is definitely terminal cancer to Trump's MAGA movement. There's no question about that. I actually said to my husband this week, and we were talking about it, that in order for Trump to get out of this is how bad it is, in order for him to actually make the MAGA base forget this, like potentially move on from Jeffrey Epstein, he would essentially have to come right out and repeal income tax in the United States. And then we would be extremely happy. Everyone would be very happy. And then we'd go, actually, thanks, Trump, but we still remember the Epstein scandal and we want the list. That's how bad it is. There's just no making anybody forget about this Epstein scandal.
She went out there and claimed there were tens of thousands of hours of tape. There are, by the way, but they are child pornography. The reason the FBI is not releasing them is because those tapes do not include underage people with third parties on Epstein Island. That is not what the tapes are. Okay, I also have sources in the federal government who are covering this stuff and have seen the documents. Okay, those tapes are just child porn. That's all. That's what they are. That's why the FBI is not releasing them. Okay, as far as the Epstein list, what I have been told by my sources is that there is no Epstein list, that basically there's a black book of Jeffrey Epstein contacts. And the vast majority of those contacts are already out there publicly. That's why you know names like Prince Andrew or Alan Dershowitz or some of the names that have been mentioned here. Those contacts, there is no evidence, according to the DOJ and the FBI, and again, that's public, there's no evidence that any of those third parties were having girls trafficked to them. And that is not evidence that was made clear, certainly, to the DOJ or the FBI. Here is Tucker then asserting that it was actually Mossad. Again, without evidence, not a shock. Of course, this is where Tucker was going. This has become the hot speculation on the internet, is without evidence. You say that Mossad was running Jeffrey Epstein. When I say without evidence, I mean without evidence. Naftali Bennett, the former Israeli prime minister, said, quote, "As a former Israeli prime minister, with the Mossad having reported directly to me, I say to you with 100% certainty, the accusation that Jeffrey Epstein somehow worked for Israel or the Mossad running a blackmail ring is categorically and totally false. This accusation is a lie being peddled by prominent online personalities such as Tucker Carlson, pretending they know things they don't." And in fact, I followed up with the former Prime Minister, Naftali Bennett, and what he told me is that Mossad has not been active in the United States or against the United States since the Jonathan Pollard scandal of 1987, when a U.S. Army contractor who's actually working for the Navy revealed classified information to the Israeli government. He was prosecuted by the United States government and ended up in prison.
I didn't watch
for
this whole
almost
clip.
30
This is
years.
hilarious.
And so Israel since then has not spied on the United States with Mossad.
Okay, guys. Well, there you have it. It's just, I don't know how he does it with a straight face. I'm just like, well, anyway, guys, there's millions of emails, but don't even it's like, Mossad hasn't been doing nothing. I know it seems weird because BB's like always here or whatever, and we seem to be doing their bidding everywhere. But the Mossad just like said in 90 days, they were like, I'm a chill. And they haven't done a single thing here at all. I know it might look that way. Miriam Adel said she doesn't even know their name. She doesn't know who they are, actually. She's doing her thing, and she's giving Trump $200 million, but it ain't got nothing to do with the Mossad. So I just wanted to bring you that stunning report from Ben Shapiro. Thank you for clarifying, Benjamin.
What? 21 cars? What? They could have gave me a car.
But she also argues that the public has every right to ask questions when powerful industries spend decades protecting their own image. And according to her, that image is finally cracking. Because what's happening right now isn't just another celebrity scandal. It feels bigger than that. It feels like the public is starting to lose trust in the entire machine. For years, Hollywood sold people a fantasy: glamour, luxury, fame, billion-dollar mansions, red carpets, private islands, exclusive parties that ordinary people could never enter. Being invited into those circles meant you had power. It meant you mattered. Nobody stopped to ask what really happened behind closed doors because everybody was too distracted by the glitter. And honestly, most people wanted to believe the fantasy. Fans looked at celebrities like royalty, untouchable figures living perfect lives while the rest of the world watched from a distance. Studios protected them, media companies protected them, publicists controlled the narrative. If a rumor appeared online, expensive teams worked overnight to bury it before it became a headline. That system worked for a very long time. But then, everything changed. The Epstein scandal didn't just shock people because of one man. It shocked people because of the names surrounding him: politicians, billionaires, famous executives, cultural icons. Suddenly, the public realized how deeply connected elite circles really were. And once people saw those connections, they couldn't unsee them. Candace explains that the internet created a new kind of accountability. Years ago, old interviews disappeared, photos faded away, stories got buried. But today, nothing truly vanishes. One old picture can resurface overnight and completely change public conversation. One forgotten clip can suddenly trend worldwide. That's why Candace believes Hollywood is panicking, because in the digital era, the audience became investigators. People started revisiting old footage, old friendships, old trips, old events. They started connecting dots that once seemed meaningless. And according to Candace, some celebrities now understand that the same fame that once protected them is now exposing them. What nobody expected was how quickly public trust would collapse. At first, many viewers ignored the conversation completely. They assumed it was just another internet conspiracy cycle that would disappear after a few days. But then more discussions appeared, more archived footage resurfaced, more social media users began questioning why certain celebrities suddenly seemed desperate to distance themselves from old relationships. And that's when Candace dropped the phrase that exploded across the internet: on the run. Not literally running from police, not hiding in another country. She says the phrase describes emotional retreat, reputation retreat, public retreat. According to her, some celebrities are trying to quietly disappear before public attention reaches them. And suddenly, fans started noticing it everywhere. Actors who normally attend every major event suddenly skipped award shows. Musicians stopped doing interviews. Influencers who built careers oversharing their lives suddenly became private overnight. Even public statements started sounding robotic and carefully rehearsed. Candace says fear changes behavior. especially in Hollywood, because Hollywood has always been built on perception. If audiences love you, studios invest in you, brands pay you millions, networks protect you. But once public trust disappears, the machine turns cold very quickly, and celebrities know that better than anyone. That's why, according to Candace, image control has gone into overdrive. PR teams are working non-stop. Lawyers are monitoring headlines. Social media managers are deleting old posts. Entire reputations are being rebuilt in real time, while audiences watch every move. But here's the twist nobody saw coming. The more controlled celebrities appear, the more suspicious audiences become. Because people can feel when something changes. Candace points to the way interviews now sound overly scripted. Questions get avoided. Conversations suddenly become tense whenever elite social circles are mentioned. Some stars look uncomfortable discussing topics they once joked about publicly, and online audiences notice every second of it. One awkward facial expression becomes a viral clip. One nervous laugh turns into internet speculation for days. One deleted Instagram photo becomes an entire TikTok investigation. Hollywood used to control information. Now, information controls Hollywood. That shift completely changed the balance of power. Candace argues that fans are no longer satisfied with polished celebrity branding. People want honesty now, transparency, accountability, and when they don't get it, suspicion grows even stronger. Still, she keeps repeating the same important point throughout her commentary. Suspicion is not proof. Internet rumors are not convictions. Public curiosity should never become blind accusation. But she also says something else that hits viewers hard. If elite culture operated honestly for decades, why are so many people suddenly afraid of questions? That question hangs in the air for a long time. And honestly, that's what makes this conversation feel different from ordinary celebrity gossip. This isn't just about one scandal anymore. It's about a complete breakdown of trust between audiences and the entertainment industry. People used to believe celebrities were larger than life. Now, many viewers see them as carefully protected products. Candace says the public is waking up to how interconnected, powerful industries really are. Entertainment, politics, billion-dollar business networks, media companies, private investors, exclusive social circles. According to her, the Epstein scandal exposed how influence can protect people for years. And once audiences realize that, they start questioning everything. Who protected who? Who stayed silent? Who benefited from the system? And perhaps most importantly, who knew more than they admitted publicly? Those questions created a level of tension Hollywood hasn't experienced in years. You can almost feel it now whenever celebrities appear in public. Every interview becomes a risk. Every resurfaced photo becomes another headline waiting to happen. Every old connection suddenly carries new weight. Candace says that's why the atmosphere feels so uncomfortable right now, because the public mood changed faster than the celebrity world expected. For decades, fame itself acted like armor. If somebody was rich enough, famous enough, or powerful enough, difficult questions rarely lasted long. Public attention moved on quickly. Scandals disappeared after a few weeks. But the internet changed memory forever. Now, people revisit stories constantly. They compare timelines. They analyze inconsistencies. Independent creators break down interviews frame by frame. Audiences no longer wait for traditional media to tell them what matters, and that terrifies powerful industries. What makes Candace's commentary hit even harder is the emotional side of it. She says fans feel betrayed, not necessarily because celebrities committed crimes, but because people are realizing how fake the entire culture can become. Fans invested emotionally in these stars. They defended them online, bought concert tickets, supported brands, watched movies, followed every update for years. Many people genuinely believed celebrities were honest role models. Now, that illusion feels damaged, and when trust breaks, rebuilding it becomes almost impossible. Candace explains that this is why reactions online have become so extreme. Some fans aggressively defend celebrities no matter what evidence appears. Others immediately assume guilt the moment a name trends online. She says both reactions are dangerous. Blind worship is dangerous. Blind accusation is dangerous too. The truth requires patience, evidence, and honesty. But emotionally, people are exhausted. For years, audiences watched scandal after scandal emerge from elite circles, powerful people avoiding consequences, expensive PR campaigns reshaping narratives, media companies carefully choosing which stories deserved outrage and which stories quietly disappeared. Eventually, viewers stopped trusting the process completely, and now every new revelation feels connected to something larger. That emotional exhaustion is everywhere. You can hear it in comment sections, podcasts, live streams, social media threads. People are tired of feeling manipulated by industries that pretend authenticity while operating behind layers of image management. Candace says this moment represents a cultural turning point, not because every celebrity is guilty of something terrible, but because audiences no longer automatically trust celebrity culture itself. That blind loyalty is fading, and Hollywood feels it. What nobody expected was how lonely this shift would become for some public figures, because once suspicion enters the room, friendships change, business relationships change, invitations stop coming, collaborations disappear quietly. Even innocent people can become isolated simply because public perception becomes toxic. That's the emotional tragedy hidden underneath all this noise. Reputations built over decades can collapse in weeks. Families get dragged into headlines. Children see rumors online about parents. Friends stop answering calls. Careers become attached to controversy forever, even without criminal charges. Candace says that's why transparency matters now more than ever, because silence creates a vacuum, and the internet always fills empty space with speculation. At the same time, she warns viewers not to lose their humanity during moments like this. Real people exist behind headlines, real families, real emotions, real consequences, and sometimes the internet forgets that. Still, the fear inside Hollywood feels impossible to ignore now. You can sense the hesitation, the careful wording, the overly polished statements, the sudden disappearances from public view. According to Candace, the entertainment industry understands that audiences are paying closer attention than ever before, and once public trust breaks, getting it back becomes almost impossible. By the end of her commentary, the mood feels heavier than when it started, not because viewers received shocking new evidence, not because celebrities were officially exposed in some dramatic courtroom reveal, but because the illusion itself feels weaker now. The fantasy of untouchable fame no longer works the way it once did. Candace looks into the camera one final time and says this moment will probably define Hollywood for years to come, not necessarily through arrests or legal outcomes, but through cultural change. The public sees celebrity power differently now. People question things they once ignored. They notice patterns they once dismissed. And in the digital age, memory never disappears. Old photos remain online forever. Old interviews remain searchable forever. Old connections remain visible forever. That permanence changed everything. She reminds viewers again to stay rational, ask questions but don't rush to conclusions, demand accountability without destroying fairness. Curiosity is healthy, mob mentality is not. But regardless of where people stand politically or culturally, one thing feels undeniable now. The relationship between celebrities and the public has changed forever. Hollywood built an empire on image, mystery, and influence. For decades, that empire looked untouchable. But today, audiences seem less impressed by fame and more interested in truth. And maybe that's the real reason the industry suddenly feels so nervous. Because in a world world where every old connection can resurface overnight, where millions of people investigate stories independently, and where silence creates more suspicion than answers, the spotlight has never been harsher than it is right now. And according to Candace Owens, some of Hollywood's biggest names know it. And maybe that's the part nobody in Hollywood was prepared for. Not the investigations, not the online discussions, but the fact that ordinary people are no longer blindly accepting the image being sold to them. For decades, fame acted like a shield. If someone was rich enough, famous enough, or connected enough, difficult questions usually disappeared before they could do any real damage. But today, everything feels different. Now, the internet remembers everything. Old interviews resurface overnight. Photos people forgot about suddenly start trending again. Fans are paying closer attention than ever before. And celebrities who once controlled every headline are realizing they can't control the conversation the same way anymore. Candace Owens believes this isn't just another scandal cycle. She says it's a major cultural shift. People are questioning power, influence, and the systems that protected elite circles for years. And whether you agree with her or not, it's hard to deny that Hollywood feels more uncomfortable right now than it has in a very long time. At the same time, it's important to stay balanced. Allegations are not convictions, rumors are not proof, and social media should never replace real evidence. But audiences also have the right to ask questions, especially when powerful industries spent decades operating behind closed doors. One thing is certain, though, the relationship between celebrities and the public has changed forever. The spotlight is brighter, the scrutiny is harsher, and the pressure is heavier than ever before. But now, I want to hear from you. Do you think Hollywood is hiding more than people realize, or has the internet taken speculation too far? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next big story.